When it was built by the Nazis, Tempelhof's airport terminal was said to be the largest building in the world. Berlin authorities have now brought it back into service. Maria Kipp is spokesperson for Tamaja, the agency providing the refugee housing.
We are in emergency accommodation, but what happens in reality is that we have people who should already be in long-term accommodations, who should have way higher standards than we can actually provide here. So the majority of people has been here from day one, which is 3 months now, and will probably stay longer.
There are close to 3,000 migrants living across 4 aircraft hangars. Most have been here since the site opened 4 months ago. Laws stipulate that each resident must have 3 square meters of private space. Well-equipped nurseries have been built on site alongside classrooms and health centres.
One of the problems is that we have too little long-term accommodation, so people that are supposed to move out can't move out because there are no other accommodations. And secondly, Berlin's registration goes too slowly.
City authorities admit the accommodation is far from ideal, but say the numbers arriving in the city require urgent solutions. The cramped conditions mean new migrants are submitted to strict health screenings. Outside, VOA spoke to one Syrian family who had been refused entry.
We are suffering in these German refugee camps for 5 months now. We hope to find anything better.
Other residents praised the hard-working staff.
The atmosphere here is very nice. People are showing respect and care.
The airport is much loved by local Berliners. It was a lifeline for West Berlin when the Soviet Union blockaded the city at the beginning of the Cold War. Supplies were flown into Tempelhof, part of West Berlin, by American aircraft, the famous Berlin Airlift. Tempelhof closed in 2008, triggering a battle over its future. Berlin city officials recently voted to extend the emergency housing onto this vast airfield in front of the airport. But just 2 years ago, in a referendum, Berlin residents voted against any development on this land. Refugee support groups have joined demonstrations against the proposed extension of emergency accommodation.
We want to see proper apartments for the refugees. They're spending a lot of money here to build these shabby shelters, what Americans would call a slum.
So this powerful symbol of the Cold War has become a battleground for rival visions of how to solve Berlin's migrant crisis. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, Berlin.